Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to Irons United for our match review of the Southampton game. Fortunately for us, we have won the game 1-0 thanks to a fantastic goal from Sebastian Haller. Of course, I am Anton, and again, I'm joined by my dad, Jim.
And guys,
Dads, let's discuss the game. Just give me a kind of generic overview of your thoughts.
the overview, as far as I was concerned, was that really Antonio exploded into that match tonight.
Yeah.
And he really took them apart, terrorised the defence, absolutely, and they didn't know how to handle him.
Yeah.
And I think that, in conjunction with Haller, is what we were talking about last time, the two together, both Antonio's terrorisation of the defence plus Haller's penetration produced the goal that we were wanting tonight. Produced it tonight.
Absolutely.
And those centre-backs could not handle that.
No.
The speed of Antonio was fantastic against
Oh,
him.
yeah,
I mean, he was pushing, the ball was going forward, he was able to get past, he was able to run, he's rescuing it on the edge of the byline, he's getting it from the goal line, and he's pulling it back, creating chances again.
Absolutely.
It was absolutely brilliant.
Him alone was causing a lot of havoc, and it was back to the kind of Antonio that we've been creating. I mean, we were so reliant on Antonio now, and this time last year, you had a group of people slagging him off. You know, it just shows you how much it is if you have to put faith into a player, what they can actually bring back to the side.
And I think the testament to his fitness is his speed.
Oh, yeah.
And he was so fit tonight.
Absolutely.
And he was going past the defences if they weren't there. And then if they did challenge him, he was saying, look, hey, come on, baby. Move out of the way. And he got stuffed and went right into him.
When you're watching this, get your comments in below. Let us know your thoughts on what we're going to say about the review. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and make sure you are subscribing to the channel. Let's get on to what they called maybe Pellegrini's decisive game tonight and his team selection. We mentioned it in the preview, we mentioned it on the gift of the gab. We were concerned about if he was going to go for similar formations, but tonight he did change it up a bit. We were missing Anderson, looks like he was missing because he had either a dodgy stomach or he's picked up a little niggle. And he went 4-4-2 by supporting Haller. You've mentioned it, what a difference it made, but
massive
generically, did the formation make the difference
tonight? Made the difference tonight. Without even question about it, made the difference tonight. And I think Pellegrini made the right decision tonight. And it worked.
Not that I'm being critical here, but what do you think made Pellegrini go 4-4-2 rather than not doing it a lot earlier in games before?
One thing to make sure we didn't go in the relegation zone. That's it. And we cannot afford to go down into that zone. And that match tonight was a mini cup final at the bottom of the Premier Division.
Absolutely.
There's no question about that. Because if Southampton had have won that tonight, that sunk us then down into the bottom three. And Aston Villa, as I say, getting that draw today as well. You know, it wasn't putting pressure on us, but Southampton could have put the pressure on tonight. So we had to win that game tonight. Support was fantastic tonight. The fans were brilliant. And I mean, that helps on an away game. Although it's Southampton's not too far to go to get down the motorway there, but at the same time, it was really, it was great support.
Team selection, like we said, Anderson was missing, but we did shake it up a bit, bring Sebastian Haller and Antonio together, which, I mean, you've already described it perfectly. They were causing problems.
Yeah, they caused problems.
But in particular, in the first half, I mean, how would you describe the first half?
I thought the first half I felt was pretty equal between the two teams. I felt there was nothing really much to choose between the two. However, we did have more chances.
Thanks to Antonio.
Thanks to Antonio. He was up there. He was, as I said, he was chasing the ball, collecting it from the byline when other players might just let it roll off. He wasn't doing that. He was keeping the ball in play. And I thought that was the highlight of tonight's game. And I think that degree of enthusiasm coming from Antonio generated through to the rest of the players. Something that we spoke about last week. Something that we're saying is missing within the West Ham makeup just now is the passion. And that came, I felt, a bit back tonight.
From Antonio alone.
Inspiration of Antonio.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you get somebody that like a striker there who's going, taking them on, pushing, and making sure he's got that ball and trying. Then it's going to generate it right the way through the team.
I think so.
You didn't really need Noble tonight to do that.
Absolutely.
Antonio did it.
And I think what the players taken from the point you said was when Antonio was showing that passion, that desire, it kind of revved up the other players, and we saw the best of Declan Rice tonight.
Definitely,
we saw the best of Mark Noble tonight, and in actual fact, if we even start dropping back into the central defence, I mean, another victory tonight is a clean sheet. And we will come on to the second half, and I've seen some of the comments coming through talking about we rode our luck. Yes, we did in the second half, and we'll come on to that in a minute. But we took a clean sheet home tonight. How important is that?
Very important. And don't you think that? Don't you feel then that generated, like, once they were playing like that up front? Don't you think that was a stimulation to the defence to say, right, they're doing their bit up, we are going to hold out here.
Yeah,
and that's what they did, because they defended brilliantly tonight. You have to give West Ham credit for that.
We have missed that kind of passion, desire, grit, determination.
It was there tonight,
and they all gave it, in my opinion. Of course, let's talk about the goal. He's gone down, Antonio. I mean, he just terrorised the players down the wing. The ball nearly went out, kicked it in. He passed it back to
wasn't it?
Fredericks, was it not? Fredericks, who crossed it in.
And crossed it into header,
and then Sebastian Haller took the goal. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, it was a good move. Absolutely brilliant move.
Again,
stimulated by Antonio, but it was a nice finish. It was a good finish at the end of the day. Who did impress me from Southampton, we have to address that as well, was Danny Ings.
Well, before we go to Danny Ings, I want to talk about the VAR. VAR was a bit there tonight, so there was a couple of decisions. Obviously, well done, Sebastian Haller. His 5th goal of the season. Much needed confidence. Hopefully that can continue moving on to the fixtures from Boxing Day onwards. So really, really good goal and well done. We were talking about VAR there. We had a goal chopped off, and then a couple of penalty decisions throughout the game before we come on to this, the second half. What's your thoughts on VAR? I mean, and also, like, when we're talking about VAR, we'll talk about Antonio's second goal that was chopped off.
I thought it was a great goal. I mean, it was just, this rule business about the hand and want to carry on. If the ball is played, in a position where the defender cannot move his arm or cannot move his hand, I don't see how VAR can overrule.
I think they're now saying, I don't know. Please correct me if I'm wrong, guys, and put the comment in below and let me know. But I don't know if I've heard this rumor or this stat, but I think if the ball, if it even remotely touches the hand, even a mistake, and it plays an advantage of that team, then it's definitely going to get ruled out. Which is a bit of a kind of crap. It's a bummer. The whole kind of, like, if your hand's here, you're protecting your head. Like,
well, it's here.
Yeah, and it was here. And it was like,
and they played the ball into his stomach, and what can you do? You know.
I know. I think Alf, you're saying that any contact with an arm away from the body, but his arm wasn't away from the body. I think the rule states that if the ball makes a connection with the arm, that is now officially a reason to rule out something or to give a foul or whatever. And I mean, but there were several arms touching the ball tonight that weren't getting ruled in favour for both sides, to be honest.
Also, the length of time again on that VAR thing is proving to be difficult, because everybody was thinking that was a wonderful goal. Everybody is up for it. The away fans are up for it, and then bang, it gets ruled out.
Moving into the second half, West Ham, again, before we talk about the kind of last 15-20 minutes, I was starting to, not fear, I thought West Ham were still doing well.
You were getting frightened.
But I was getting frightened. I think it was like the 65th minute. A little bit like the Arsenal game. It was like, I think you made the comment and you said something to me like, is this going to save Pellegrini's job tonight? And I was a bit like, still 25-30 minutes to go, and then at that moment onwards, Southampton went on the attack, and I mean Danny Ings hit the bar, he hit the post, and he hit a shot, albeit the ref blew the whistle before the shot, but it was a fantastic shot. It does cause havoc. It's the sort of striker I like. I used to like him, but I don't realise how much I do like him. How would you describe that? How would you describe the West Ham when they're doing the first 65, 60 minutes, and then what is it with the last 25?
Right, well, you can't. Tonight, the last 25 were excellent. In the past, like you were describing the Arsenal game, it wasn't. But tonight, everything was stimulated, everything was coming from the front, generating back and saying, like, guys, we're going to hold out tonight. We ain't going to let them get a bloody goal, and that's it. Sorry, swearing, guys. We're not going to let them score. And every one of the defenders played well tonight. They really did.
It's funny you said that. Like, it's good to have that opinion on here, because there's so many of us that would sit there and turn around and go, God, the last 25 minutes we rode our luck. But at the end of the day, what we've said is,
not tonight,
the guys have done a professional performance.
They did.
They've put the performance in. They've got themselves the clean sheet, and they've walked away, which is So sorry, we're kind of getting loads of comments in here saying that's how Pellegrini should set up from here on in. Massive work rate, which is
brilliant work rate tonight. It was really excellent.
Well,
I like the two up front.
Yeah.
We've been saying that, and it worked tonight. Two big guys up front, your centre back. Who wants to go against two big guys like that?
Yeah,
no one.
And I mean, what Antonio really does bring to help Sebastian Haller is he does all the donkey work that Sebastian Haller doesn't have to really worry about.
No.
And when you've got that big man, that big target man, I mean, you could see at one point in the second half, Haller picked up the ball and tried to take on every single player. Yeah. And it took 4 Southampton men to actually take the ball off of Sebastian Haller. Yeah. So his confidence was growing, which is what we desperately need.
Yeah, sure.
Decisions near the end. Fredericks picked up a 5th yellow card of the season, which means he's now missing for the game against Palace on Boxing Day, which isn't great. It's finally you feel not finally, but we've now won our second game in 4. Yeah. So if you've got to look at it like that, and we're trying to get a run of games without having to change the defence, but now unfortunately. Suspension is now going to force that change. How much are we going to miss someone like? Because I thought Fredericks actually had a really good game tonight.
Well, do you know? I really think that we've been saying that Fredericks and Cresswell have been two of the better players in our team this year. Defensive wise, have been really very good and crossing the ball and stuff like that. So we are going to miss him. Yeah. But I think we've just got to get on with it. Let that enthusiasm carry over now. Yeah. Let that what we did tonight carry through to the next game. Inspire the players, without having to rely, as we said, on the famous Noble factor coming into it. We didn't really need that tonight. Yeah. We love Noble, and he is brilliant for doing that. But let somebody else take a bit of that pressure away and inspire us to do what we did tonight. That's what we've got to do. Lots
of rumours before the game were saying, is this Pellegrini's last game in charge? Apparently, this man here was sitting on the fence last time.
Yeah, I was supposed to be one of the guys said, I don't know who it was, said I was sitting on the fence last week. I didn't necessarily want to, I don't like the idea of pronouncing someone dead because they're not going to win the next game. He's going to get sacked in the morning. No, I don't do that type of singing. But off the fence tonight, Pellegrini must stay. There I am. Is that enough for you tonight, guys? I'm off the bloody fence. Is that enough?
So listen, let us know your thoughts on Pellegrini, if you think he should stay or should go. My dad has definitely rammed home. He thinks he should stay, and in my opinion, he's done enough to do to carry on and work with West Ham over the people are coming in laughing at it.
Don't mean to be too aggressive, guys. I don't mean to, but let him off the fence.
That's what West Ham does to you sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
Again, let us know your thoughts on what we've said tonight. But Pellegrini, he's made the change. He's maybe looked. Coincidentally, he'd done this change this time last year. We played Huddersfield. We drew the game against Huddersfield. Fans thought it was the end of the world. Then we went on a nice little run after that in the winter games. But 4-4-2 for me is back to basics, and that's sometimes what we need to do. But support our best players. What kind of excites me is, I wouldn't change the players too much for the next game, apart from the fact we're going to be forced to change.
Yeah, force that. Yeah. But keep the two up front.
Yeah.
For certain.
But what potentially would be nice is if Anderson is fit and is sitting on that bench, and then
could come on.
The Yarmolenko substitution tonight could be the kind of Anderson substitution that can penetrate those opportunities. And I think Antonio and Haller would actually love that. If a player like that would, and he would be thriving upon those two doing what he did tonight. Yeah. I can't praise. I genuinely mean this. I can't praise Antonio enough for what he did tonight on that park. Man of the match by a million miles. Would you say?
Oh yeah, without even question.
Yeah,
without question.
There's still concerns, of course. As a West Ham fan, we're not going to sit here and say this is rosy and it's No. But we've won the game. We've got 3 points. We've got a clean sheet. We move into the next game. Things were looking better tonight. Yes, we rode our luck in the last 20 minutes, but as Dad says, if you've got to look at it positively, you've actually got to say, no, those guys done a professional performance.
I think the defence, of course we ride it like a little bit, but tonight, we propped that defence up. We held out. We stuck out for that win tonight, and we're totally, as I say, inspired by the forwards. I was just reacted.
Right at the end, I was slightly worried because David Martin was kicking the ball out and looked like he pulled up with a little niggle
that's the only thing,
in his leg. Yeah. So let's hope that's nothing, but it gives us another couple of, 10, 11 days. And let's hope that Fabianski comes back. or gets fitter, and you know, we've got that there, because the concern would be that if Martin has picked up something and Fabianski's not fit, then the players' confidence would drop with Roberto. Unfortunately, it's not that I'm slagging off Roberto, but the players' confidence have completely dropped.
You have been slagging off Roberto.
Well, we have, yeah. I'm not sitting on the fence, but. It is a concern, but let's hope that, you know, he finished the game off. He looked like he was niggled, so we'll see what Pellegrini says coming out of that. That really rounds off our review. Good, fantastic, great game. Please get your comments in. Let us know your thoughts. I mean, I can't remember what the predictions were in the game.
I'm going to look at these comments tonight, guys. I'm going to look at them and analyse them. And I'll come right back at you. If you tell him I sit on the bloody fence after tonight, then you go, I'm not.
I think whoever that was that wrote that's maybe hit a little bit of a little spot in my head. No, yeah, he's only messing. Anyway, get your comments in, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, let us know the feedback on the show, and yeah, come on, you irons, keep following, come on.
Come on, you irons.